I've been paying a visit to my old Logitech wheel to try out the Truebrake Mod by AXC Sim that I've just bought. The Truebrake is a device that you fit to the brake pedal to make accurate braking much easier to do consistently, which is usually really important for competitive racing games where using driving assists isn't optimal or possible. The device is designed for pretty much all Logitech brake pedals from the G29 all the way up to the current G29 III, which means if you're watching this and you use a Logitech to race with, it's an upgrade that you could potentially buy and fit to your pedal. I've tested it on PC, but it's also fully supported on consoles too, according to AXC's site. For clarity, AXC Sim hasn't asked me to review this or sent me this device to review. It's not a paid promotion either. I've took a punt on this with my own cash out of curiosity really. I wanted to see if a British-based company's product was any good and give my perspective on it as a current Fanatec pedal user. So the question I'm answering with this video is simple. With the Truebrake device fitted, how closely does this brake pedal feel to this brake pedal? Well, let's get straight to the point. I can tell you, it didn't take long for me to make my mind up about it. It's actually really good. It really does do the job it claims to do, and I was actually impressed with it. With the Truebrake fitted, jumping straight from my Fanatec pedals to the Logitech pedals was much less of a shock and an adjustment than it normally is. It really does give the Logitech brake pedal a firm load cell feel, and the muscle memory that I've acquired on my current pedals transferred pretty much straight over to the Truebrake. Within a short space of time, I was hitting the deep braking zones almost as confidently as I would with my usual pedal set. What I was most surprised about was the fact that despite setting the Truebrake up with maximum resistance with virtually no travel, it still successfully converts my braking pressure just like a load cell would. It works, and my doubts about whether you could truly get load cell style braking without an explicit load cell involved are pretty much gone, which looking back is probably the reason why I didn't take the Truebrake more seriously back when I could have really done with it. Now, even with Truebrake, your Logitech pedals are still not going to be quite as ergonomically pleasant as better pedals will be, given they've got smaller travel, and that makes it slightly harder to be accurate. But that's not really the Truebrake's fault, it's got to work with what it has. The real takeaway point is that considering my Fanatec pedals cost me up to 7 times the price of the Truebrake device, the gap between the two can be closed up quite a bit for not a great amount of money, and that's without considering that if you're on console, you can't just go and get different pedals and keep the Logitech steering wheel to keep costs down. You got to go all in and spend a lot of money, and that's just not happening unless you are a die-hard racer and you want to spend it. Fitment and installation is straightforward, thankfully, so long as you approach with care, competence and respect for the delicate wires within a Logitech pedal set. If you've previously fitted uprated springs or brake mods to your Logitech, then you'll already be well versed with most of the procedure. The installation guide provided by AXC Sim is also really good, and if you follow it to the letter, you're going to be just fine. This isn't a device that needs any real technical know-how or tinkering, just the ability to follow instructions and operate a screwdriver and spanner. So some advice for Logitech users considering the Truebrake. With the kit, you get inserts to provide 4 different levels of stiffness. To get the best out of a Truebrake, I would advise the stiffest possible configuration to get the best consistent muscle memory. But I noticed a lot of folks commenting on my previous videos that they don't really want their brake pedal to be any harder to press than it currently is, and I completely get that. And I'm aware there's loads of practical reasons why having to press the brake with any more force than you already do is going to make life difficult. For example, if you're not using a rig and all you've got is an office chair at a desk like I used to have, you might end up rolling away if your brake pedal is any harder than it already is. If that's what you're thinking, don't forget that bell casters are a thing, and I've used them previously to make my V3s usable with an office chair before I eventually moved it all over to a rig. If you're not sure about it, or for any other reason, comment and let me know, and between myself and the knowledgeable viewers, there is help to be had. As regards to the Truebrake's build quality, given that the majority of the device is milled and lathed from what I presume is aluminium, it's reassuring. It's probably over-engineered if anything, but that can only really be a good thing, and engraving their logo on the body of a device indicates that they're proud to put their name on it, and they're not really cutting any corners. Seems good to me. The Truebrake isn't always in stock when you go to the website, so delivery times can be a bit up and down. It took a couple of weeks for mine to arrive as it was out of stock when I placed my order, but the website does indicate when stock is expected, and sure enough, I got it pretty much when I expected to get it according to the dates posted on the site. So to wrap things up, I call back to early 2020 when I started to race in some competitive leagues and searched for ways to get the edge on a better equipped competition, improve my brake pedal, get more consistency. What I really needed at the time was a Truebrake, I just didn't know it. So it's impressed me enough now that I can recommend it as a way to resolutely make your Logitech brake pedal as good as it's gonna get. If you have a Logitech wheel set and you've not got any plans or desire to upgrade the lot anytime soon, but you still want to do something to improve it in the meantime, this device, for the money at least, is a good way to give your consistency a big boost. And that's it for the time being. But if I've been of any help to you, please subscribe, and that helps me out loads. If you have a Truebrake or you've bought one and you have your own opinions on it, comment it below so that anybody who finds this video can find out what people who've got it actually think. And check the links in the description for the things seen and mentioned within the video. And thank you again.